They warned it would take 10 years to learn. Humans proved them wrong in 3 days. Sci-fi story. The Galactic conquered was a bureaucratic beast, a paperwork empire that made black holes jealous. Spanning 34 star clusters and 57 squabbling species, it boasted tech so advanced it practically winked at physics. Subspace relays, glowing orbs that kept the galaxy chatting, hummed flawlessly. Until they didn't. A resonance cascade was frying the network, threatening to silence half the Concorde in weeks. Enter Riley Voss, human intern, whose greatest achievement was not spilling coffee on her console. Assigned to master subspace resonance tuning, a 10-year skill, due to a clerical glitch, Riley faced a crisis that could mute the galaxy. The Concorde's experts, smug as ever, scoffed. "A human? In our labs?" sneered Overseer Vic, her tentacles twitching. Riley, munching a granola bar, grinned. So, how hard can it be? The universe, chuckling, prepared for chaos. The Concorde's nexus buzzed like a hive of caffeinated drones. Subspace relays, those chatty cosmic orbs, were glitching, each pulse a step toward galactic silence. Tuning them required syncing 53 resonance frequencies across 9 dimensions. Simple, if you had a decade and a brain rewired for subspace. Riley had neither. "This is absurd," Vic ranted, her bioluminescent skin pulsing red. "Humans barely grasp basic FTL." Riley, slouched in the briefing room, doodled on her datapad. "Why's it take 10 years? Bad teachers?" Vic's tentacles froze. The room's temperature dropped. Chief Engineer Zol, a crystalline entity who refracted light like a disco ball, chimed, "The process demands neural restructuring. You'll observe, not touch." Riley took a loud sip of coffee. "Cool, let's see the toy." A glorious rivalry sparked, and the galaxy braced for impact. The resonance lab was chaos incarnate, as if a caffeinated octopus had designed a supercomputer. Holograms spun like drunk galaxies, equations twisting in midair. At the center glowed the subspace resonator, a pulsating orb that looked like a disco ball's fever dream. "This," Zol intoned, "is the pinnacle of Concorde tech." Riley circled it, granola crumbs on her shirt. "So, it vibes with subspace to keep relays happy?" Vic's tentacles curled. "It synchronizes multidimensional resonances to 19 decimal places." "Why so precise?" Riley asked, poking a hologram. It flickered. Zol's crystals dimmed. "Subspace is unstable. Errors amplify chaos." Riley nodded, scribbling. "Ever try syncing it like a rhythm game?" The aliens stared, unified in their offense. "That's like dancing with gravity," Vic snapped. Riley grinned. "Exactly." The lab's air thickened with the scent of impending disaster. Day 1 dawned like a bureaucratic hangover. The lab, cleared of all but essentials, felt like a stage for Riley's inevitable flop. Zol, assigned as her reluctant mentor, shimmered with irritation. "We begin with level 1 resonance," he said, crystals vibrating. His facets danced across the resonator, syncing frequencies with hypnotic grace. The orb hummed, a cosmic lullaby. Riley watched, then approached. "Can I ask something dumb?" Zol's light dulled. "Proceed." "Why physically touch it? Isn't it mental?" Zol paused. "The interface anchors the mind to subspace." "So, training wheels," Riley said. Her first try was a catastrophe. The resonator wailed like a banshee, triggering alarms. Vic, observing, smirked. As expected. By noon, Riley's failures were merely awful, not apocalyptic. "It's like Guitar Hero," she muttered, retrying. Zol's crystals flickered. The human wasn't breaking. Yet. Riley's questions were a barrage of glorious nonsense. What if you sync backward? Can you feel the frequencies like bass lines? What if subspace isn't separate but one big vibe? Zol dismissed each, then paused, his crystals pulsing thoughtfully. Backward syncing would collapse the field, he said, but his tone wavered. Riley's failures lessened. By day's end, she hit level 2 resonance, A month's progress in hours. Not bad, she said, tossing her pad. Zol's light softened. You're persistent. Above, scientists whispered. Neural collapse in an hour. One bet. She'll fry the orb first, another countered. Riley ignored them, sketching rhythms on her pad. As she left, her grin was trouble. Got an idea in the shower about frequency loops. Gonna try it. Zol's crystals dimmed. That's not protocol. Yeah, Riley said. That's the point. Day 2 began with panic. The cascade had eaten a relay, silencing a trade hub. Vic stormed in. 10 days until total collapse. Riley, sipping coffee, studied her pad's doodles, rhythms mimicking game scores. Morning, she said. Zol's crystals vibrated. We have no time for... Hear me out, Riley cut in. On Earth, gamers react to patterns without thinking. Muscle memory, but for the brain. What if tuning's like that? Zol's light flickered. Subspace isn't a game. Riley moved to the resonator, hands flowing like she was playing an arcade cabinet. The orb hummed, frequencies aligning. Level 4, Zol gasped, crystals blazing. Scientists crowded the observation deck, jaws dropping. She's not calculating, one whispered. She's vibing. Vic's tentacles twitched. This is unscientific, Riley winked. It's fun. The lab pulsed with the chaos of human ingenuity. By midday, Riley hit level 6, a feat taking years. The resonator sang, holograms stabilizing. It's like DDR, she said. Step to the beat. Zol's crystals swirled. Your analogies are absurd. But they work, Riley shot back, syncing another frequency. A neuroscientist scanned her brain, gasping. She's repurposing gaming and music pathways, Vic scoffed. Primitive neural hacks. Riley ignored her, muttering, Subspace is one song, not 53 tracks. The orb's glow intensified, efficiencies climbing. 67%, 79%. Scientists scribbled, torn between awe and outrage. No theory supports this, one muttered. Yet it's working, another admitted. Riley paused for a snack, crumbs on the console. Oops, she said, brushing them off. The orb flickered. Vic's tentacles flailed. You'll doom us, Riley grinned. Relax, it's just crumbs. The lab's chaos was now unmistakably human. Day 3 arrived like a cosmic prank. The Concord's council, in a fit of bureaucratic desperation, demanded a test. Sync 3 relays simultaneously, with frequencies shifting every 20 seconds. Level 12, Zol said, crystals dim. Impossible. Vic smirked. The human will fail. Riley, eating a taco, studied the specs. So, it's like juggling 3 rhythm games while someone swaps the music? Zol's light dulled. Your metaphors work, Riley finished, rearranging the lab, moving consoles, tilting screens, setting the vibe, she said. Vic's tentacles curled. This is madness. The test chamber glowed, 3 orbs pulsing erratically. Officials packed the gallery, betting on Riley's crash. She stepped to the center, coffee in hand. Let's dance, she said. The universe, ever the comedian, leaned in. This was either a triumph or a spectacular disaster. Either way, it'd be legendary. Riley didn't touch the consoles. She stood, eyes half closed, hands swaying like a conductor's. The orbs hummed, frequencies aligning, parameters shifted. She adapted, fingers twitching to an unseen beat. She's not watching the readouts, a scientist gasped. She's feeling it, Zol said, crystals blazing. Efficiency soared. 88%, 94%. The orbs glowed blue, their pulses sinking. Riley spun between them, a chaotic maestro. The final shift hit. Frequencies scrambled. She froze, then adjusted with a flick. A golden glow erupted, orbs merging in a perfect resonance sphere. It pulsed, then faded, leaving 100% efficiency. Silence gripped the chamber. Vic's tentacles drooped. Zol's crystals froze. Riley opened her eyes. So, we good? The gallery erupted, half cheers, half stunned murmurs. The Concorde's rigid order cracked, and a human intern held the hammer. The council's emergency session was a mix of awe and bureaucratic heartburn. The data's clear, a scientist said, antennae twitching. Riley mastered resonance tuning in 3 days. Vic, tentacles limp, muttered, impossible. Zoll's crystals glowed. Authorize her to save the network. Approval came fast. Riley boarded the Concorde's flagship, Nexus Pulse, facing the collapsing relay grid. In the command bay, she stared at the subspace vortex, a swirling mess of silent chaos. Pretty, she said, sketching on her pad. Scientists argued behind her, panicking over protocols. A neural scan confirmed it. Riley's brain repurposed gaming, music, and pattern skills, not learning, but adapting. She feels subspace, Zoll said. Riley tweaked the ship's resonators, breaking 19 protocols. Trust me, she told Vic, who glowered. The galaxy held its breath, ready for Riley's chaos to either save it or spark a meme-worthy disaster. The deployment was a cosmic fireworks show. Riley's modified resonators didn't just stabilize the relays, they rewrote their frequencies. The vortex collapsed, relays glowing gold across the grid. Silence followed, then cheers. Vic's tentacles sagged. You succeeded, she said, voice flat. Riley grinned. Told ya. Zoll's crystals danced. Your methods defy logic. In the debrief, scientists debated. If humans master this in days, one said, what else can they do? Zoll pulsed. Their chaos is their strength. Riley, eating chips, shrugged. It's just patterns, like a game. The Concorde's training shifted overnight. Human instructors, gamers, musicians, joined the Nexus Academy. Tuning times dropped from 10 years to 2. Vic, forced into a rhythm class, glowered but synced a frequency. X-posts buzzed. Humans vibe the galaxy to life. The Concorde, reluctantly, embraced the chaos. 3 months later, the Nexus Academy was unrecognizable. Dance pads and VR games lined labs. Aliens, once rigid, swayed to human beats, syncing resonances in months. Proficiency soared 400%. Riley, now a begrudged hero, got the Concorde's Stellar Spark Medal. Vic presented it, tentacles stiff. Your chaos works, she admitted. Riley winked. That's the spirit. Human roles expanded. Engineers, tacticians, even chefs, shaking Concorde norms. The galaxy, once a bureaucracy, hummed with human flair. Riley's office held a guitar, her tuning aid. It's all rhythm, she told Zoll, who'd mastered level 5. The universe, ever ironic, laughed. The species mocked as primitive had turned the Concorde's order into a cosmic jam session. Humans rewrite the galaxy's beat, and the stars for once danced along. Thank you, viewers. Welcome to the world of science fiction. Riley's chaotic triumph turned the galaxy's tune. If this HFY riot sparked joy, smash that like, share with your sci-fi squad, and subscribe for more. What's your favorite vibe? Riley's taco break or the golden orb glow? Drop it below, and let's keep the #HFY chaos rocking. Catch you in the stars.